Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, June 9th, 2016. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Some $40 million has already been allocated for the upgrade of this country's main seaport facility at Kingstown, which is estimated to cost some $100 million. This was announced by Minister of Sustainable Development, Carnival, who also explained that this grant money comes from the United Kingdom Infrastructural Development Fund. Gonsalves says that while efforts are being made to improve air facility, government is also pursuing similar ventures to upgrade the port facility.
There's significant work that we have to do in our seaport facilities to make sure that our ability to handle cargo and process cargo in and out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is markedly improved. So we're going to move the port from its current location, which will free up a lot of real estate for further development here in Kingstown, and we're going to modernize the port significantly so that it can deal with the new realities of moving cargo by sea. Ships are larger now. You get more things on one ship. Things are increasingly computerized, and the efficiency of the port is directly tied to our efficiency in being an exporting nation and also in collecting revenue.
Gonsalves also announced that an additional $40 million has been acquired from the Caribbean Development Bank, the CDB, as well as a further $20 million from the World Bank. The Minister of Sustainable Development said that negotiations are being carried out between officials of the Q80 Fund through the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, to obtain more financial support for the project.
The United Kingdom, to that effort, that $100 million effort, the United Kingdom is going to provide a grant of $40 million. Again, that number may change, give or take, because they're giving us the money in pounds, and the exchange rate will vary sometimes. But it's in the neighborhood of $40 million. We're going to get an additional $40 million thereabouts from the Caribbean Development Bank, and the remaining $20 million or so will come from the World Bank. And we had a number of discussions to solidify these broad numbers.
Intentions have been assured that plans are being put in place for repair works to be carried out on feeder roads throughout the country. The assurance comes from Minister of Sustainable Development, Carnival, who also disclosed that 4 million Kuwait dinars or 13 million Eastern Caribbean dollars has also been approved for such project.
We spoke to the Kuwaitis and OFID to get additional resources for the repair of secondary roads and, more importantly, feeder roads, these small roads that sometimes are neglected when road repairs are being done. People fix the main road and they don't fix some of the smaller roads. But if you go around St. Vincent and the Grenadines, normally people are complaining about the smaller road, the road coming from my house down to the main road, or from your house down to the main road. And the Kuwaiti Fund, we met with the Kuwaiti Fund in respect of a soft loan of 4 million Kuwaiti dinars, which at current rates would take us to about 13.5 million EC dollars. After our meeting in Jamaica, the Kuwaitis have contacted us and told us that that loan has been approved. So we've secured, it's just awaiting signature by the Honorable Prime Minister now.
In keeping with its agri-export strategy as part of the implementation of the 100 Days Plan, Minister of Agriculture and Acting Prime Minister Saboto Caesar earlier today announced the arrival of 3 cargo vessels to Port Kingstown by the end of June, aimed at facilitating trade between SVG and the Northern Caribbean nations, including St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Tortola and Virgin Gorda. Noting that over the years, trading of agricultural goods has been more prominent with the Trinidad and Barbados markets due to the absence of regular boat transportation system, Caesar said that the new initiatives seek to open new markets to traffickers and producers, as well as enhancing trade.
It is expected that the presence of 3 vessels leaving St. Vincent and the Grenadines on a weekly basis, 1 per week, that it is going to encourage traders to go into new markets. For example, we are already having discussions with Martinique and Guadeloupe, because the vessel is going to leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and one of the stops that we are looking to make in a not too distant future would be Martinique. I want to use this opportunity to encourage the young people in the country to look at the possibility of getting into the trading of agricultural produce at a very high level. Highlighting
other efforts by the OECS to further develop inter-regional maritime transportation for agriculture goods, CESA noted that in order to reap benefits from these initiatives, traffickers, traders and producers alike must up the game in trading. He further called on all persons who may be interested in the new opportunity to visit the Ministry of Agriculture and get registered.
Kindly asking traffickers and traders who are interested in trading to the Northern Islands to come to the Ministry of Agriculture to register their interest. We have to ensure that the packaging is right, the grading of the produce is done properly, that we have a careful study and a good process of investigation of the markets. We have to know how the markets operate, because the volatility of markets and its study is a science.
Vincent and the Grenadines will take its first step in examining the social, economic, health and legal implications surrounding the use of marijuana with 3 sets of workshops and a national consultation. These consultations will run concurrently on Wednesday, June 15th. The first will be with faith-based organizations, interest groups and the youth at the administrative complex beginning at 9 in the morning, while the National Town Hall meeting takes place at 7 p.m. at the Methodist Church Hall in Kingstown. These sessions have been hosted by CARICOM, which has established a regional commission on marijuana, and are expected to engage all segments of society, including the youth, religious bodies, interest groups, and the general population. It is expected that consensus from these national consultations will inform CARICOM's policy on the use of the drug and its implications. 2 days after they were trapped inside a blazing vehicle, one of 2 sisters succumbed to her injuries last evening at the intensive care unit at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. Reports are that the now deceased Lucinda Kwashi and her sister, along with 2 other persons, were traveling in a red Suzuki Escudo Jeep when it caught fire at Mackey's Hill. The sisters reportedly had difficulties escaping the burning vehicle. Anthony Nash, who was one of the first persons on the scene, explained to us what he experienced during the ordeal.
When I was on the top of Mackey's Hill, a man was in the traffic in a vehicle. So watch your vehicle on fire. So I ran down there with my bucket and my cutlass, and I take my cutlass and hook out the door. The vehicle was blazing fire. And so the other guys, they simply and them started to toot up some water and we out the fire. But she already done burn inside it.
How severe, was the damage done to these 2 ladies?
Well, I had not seen the first one, the escape, which is the driver and the little boy, but the last one will get trapped in the vehicle. She burned bad, real bad, all her clothes burned off.
Nash stated the vehicle appeared to have caught fire from the interior.
They were trapped or, they couldn't get out?
The driver had escaped with someone and the little boy, but the woman was on the passenger seat. She couldn't get through out because fire, smoke, she couldn't find through out.
And naturally probably
she
panicked.
She got trapped inside it. But she panicked, fire.
The deceased Lucinda Kwashi was employed as an agricultural chemical sales specialist. The other survivors remain hospitalized. Meanwhile, friends of Lucinda described her as a polite and humble person.
She was very polite. She sells seeds, chemical to farmers and other persons who desired it. And she would offer her professional advice to them as to how to use the chemical and the seeds and so on. Very down to earth and easygoing person. And we will all miss her. the fun and joy and laughter we used to have on a daily basis. Well, the business, of course, will still go on, I presume, but you have to miss the person. They have to train and retrain people as to do the job and the competency of that individual.
Lulu was a very nice person. Me and she was classmates. Very, very friendly. She will miss by plenty.
The matter is under police investigation. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Coast Guard has come in for a high commendation by Christopher Memen, a yachtsman from London, England. The commendation came on Tuesday, June 7, 2016 at the Serious Offences Court during a preliminary inquiry following an incident which occurred on May 25, 2016 at Tobago Keys when Memen and his wife Sandra were attacked, robbed and beaten by two bandits. Memen told Chief Magistrate Rachel Brown the Coast Guard was immediately summoned to the scene, and on arrival they expressed regrets in relation to what took place and also apologized on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Maya residents Joel Lewis, Ulrich Hansen and Jordan Ford are now facing charges of robbery, wounding, assault and bodily harm in relation to the incident. The preliminary inquiry has been adjourned to September 30, 2016 to facilitate testimonies of other witnesses. The men who were remanded into custody will return to court on June 14, 2016 to have their bail reviewed. In other court news, Benjamin Jackson, a shopkeeper from the community of Glen, has been ordered to face a judge and jury at the next practical sitting of the criminal session on a charge of murder. The order came on Wednesday, June 8, 2016 by Chief Magistrate Rachel Brown at the Serious Offences Court at the conclusion of a preliminary inquiry which looked into the circumstances that caused the death of Alan Roos, originally from Camden Park, but resided at Glen at the time of his death, which reportedly occurred on November 1, 2015. Roos is said to have succumbed to a single stab wound to his neck, resulting from a dispute between him and the accused on the date in question. Police in Barbados now have in custody Vincentian Desiree Verona Stowe after she was arrested at the Grantley Adams International Airport with at least 2 rum bottles which reportedly contained liquid cocaine. The 35-year-old mother of 2 is facing several drug-related charges, including the possession with intent to supply, trafficking and importation of cocaine. Stowe was expected to appear in a Barbados court today. Wishing all Carnival revelers a safe and happy Carnival, Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves says the festivities should not be restrictive. Speaking at a media conference earlier this week, PM Gonsalves denounced persons and entities who have tried to confine the merriment of partygoers and noted the only entity that can prevent persons from partying on the streets is the police.
There are some people who want to control the spirit of Carnival. The spirit can't be controlled nor policed. I hear talk about who should go on the road and who shouldn't go on the road. All that is foolishness. The road make to walk on Carnival Day. Kitchener sang that years ago. That is built into our social understanding of life and Carnival, and actually it is part of our law. The road make to walk on Carnival Day. The only person who stop you walking on the road and jumping on Carnival Day is the police.
The Minister of National Security, however, pointed out that while revelers will be having a good time, they must ensure that they are not disruptive.
We must have order. We must have discipline. Enjoy ourselves. Good time for the expression of culture in different forms. And I would wish the quality in some areas to grow more than they're growing, but that's for those who are versed in these matters to talk about.
Catch the vibe, not the virus. This is the slogan being used by the HIV/AIDS unit in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment as their 2016 HIV/AIDS Carnival Prevention Promotion. Speaking at the launch yesterday, Director of the HIV/AIDS unit, Feroz Roach, stated that this promotion forms part of the unit's strategic plan for 2016, which would develop comprehensive, gender-sensitive, targeted preventative approaches. Roach noted that since 1984, SVG has recorded 1,504 cases of HIV with 719 related deaths. She added that 83% of the infected persons are persons between the age 15 to 49. Roach emphasized the fact that persons engaged in carnival activities are likely to also engage in risky activities, which is a factor in the transmission.
And high-risk behavior is directly associated with sexual contact between infected and non-infected persons. This risk is aggravated by certain sexual practices, such as having multiple sexual partners, casual sexual relations, and non-consensual violent sexual intercourse without the use of condoms. At the HIV/AIDS unit, we want to provide avenues during Carnival to help to reduce high-risk behaviors and to continue to raise awareness about the dangers of risky sexual behaviors in an effort to reduce new infections.
Meantime, PAHO's country representative Anique Wilson stated that her organization will continue to provide technical support to the HIV unit and praised the unit's efforts in trying to reduce the transmission of HIV to zero.
We also supported St. Vincent and the Grenadines with the elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV and syphilis, and we are going to be working with the country on the preparations for the validation exercise. This is also commendable, and we need to give the AIDS Secretariat a round of applause for their hard work. As we work to reach all the sectors in the society during this carnival season, PAHO will continue to provide technical support to all your efforts as we work to improve the quality of health for all in the areas of communicable, non-communicable, as well as health system strengthening. I close by wishing this activity all the best as you celebrate under the theme Catch the Vibes, Not the Virus. I thank you.
Also speaking at the launch was Assistant to the Director of the HIV/AIDS unit, Azonia Vanlo, who encouraged persons to take advantage of the services provided by the unit. Vanlo added that her unit faces various challenges which limit the scope of their work and encourage the private sector to come on board with them.
Our effort this year for this year's carnival does not cover all aspects of the festival, unfortunately. For example, the rural carnivals and private shows. There are numerous reasons for this, but a major factor was lack of support. We do take this time now to thank those who have sponsored and partnered with us for this effort and for the cause of HIV on a whole. We would also like to take this opportunity to invite the private sector and other corporate entities to support upcoming campaigns and collaborate with us for next year's carnival events. We truly want people to enjoy this year's carnival festivities, but as much as possible, we encourage persons to do so responsibly.
5 young ladies will be taking the stage tomorrow night at the Georgetown Secondary School Auditorium as the North Windward Carnival Development Committee hosts the 2016 Miss Windward pageant. Speaking with SVG Television News earlier today, Beauty Show Coordinator Renita Peters explains that the pageant is the first since 2013. She says the young ladies will be judged with the same criteria as Miss SVG, thus giving them the experience to take part in that pageant.
We haven't had a pageant since 2013, so it's kind of something new for us to come back and just bring the pageant back to the Windward area. The girls will be appearing in 4 judge categories, starting with the swimwear, the talent, the evening wear, and the interview segments. These segments, we're using the same criteria used in the Miss SVG-TV pageant. So I'm expecting the girls to be on the level. So as to the person who would go on to represent North Windward in the Miss Rural SVG pageant, they will be already equipped to perform in the Miss SVG's beauty pageant, because they can be the same level of grooming that you expect contestants to represent St. Vincent and Grenadines at Miss Carnival. So they've been doing some very intense training. They've been training 5 times per week since March.
Peters promised a display of talent and beauty and pointed out that the contestants have been working hard to deliver a spectacular show.
Wholesome training, focusing on areas such as public speaking, time management, how to maintain their diet. These are all areas that are important for a contestant should they wish to go further in entering other beauty pageants, because they're required to do public speaking appearances. They're required to have a healthy body and also to manage their time properly. Patrons can expect nothing but the best from all 5 contestants. They have been working very hard, a lot of sleepless nights, and they're ready for the show. So come tomorrow night expecting to see talent, brilliance, beauty, and a display of attitude on the stage.
The 5 young ladies expressed confidence in their abilities and promised patrons a good show.
So far, preparation has been going well. Tomorrow, June 10th, we'll witness 5 beauties as we grace the stage for Miss Windward 2016. Expect nothing but the best. Expect the unexpected. Most people know me as a shy person, but the shyness will be left at home.
But I would like to be one of the contestants next year in the Miss SVG 2017. Expect nothing but the best. Something different, something unique. Something that the Miss Windward stage has never seen before.
The preparation at first, I must say, it was a bit scary, but then it got better. Expect the best, expect talent, expect beauty, and expect boldness. This is my first time entering a pageant, so it's been very hectic, but so far it has been good. If I am crowned Miss Windward 2016, I will go on to the Miss Rural SVG, and we shall see what happens from there.
It's 5 of us, and we interact and we have fun, and we have a very loving pageant mother that inspires us.
Tomorrow is the night as 5 beauties grace the stage for Miss Windward 2016.
Expect an epitome of beauty, grace, and intelligence.
The Miss Windward beauty pageant is bigger and better than ever. We are ready to deliver.
Come prepared to witness a night of talent and beauty.